What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lonnie from Flights and Gaming. Today we're doing a little bit of a weird flight today. Not really weird, but something you don't see too often, you know, on YouTube. You know, a lot of streamers aren't flying into Russia at the moment, obviously. You know, with the wars going on and stuff like that, a lot of people just, you know, they really haven't touched this region of the world in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but you know, I'm here to do different things here on my channel, you know, and Russia is a beautiful country, you know, to say the least, right? So, you know, with what's sort of the politics stuff that's happening worldwide, you know, that's not going to deter me from flying into certain countries. Railroad flight today, flown by Ural Airlines. We are sitting down on the ground in Antalya. We're headed up to Sochi, and it's a beautiful approach. Don't really understand why a lot of streamers don't want to fly coming in here. Travis Charles, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Pilot Nick, welcome. Is this VATSIM? No, not today, buddy. It's only an hour and a half flight. It's going to be real quick. Not doing any returns or anything like that. So we'll keep it simple. I don't even think there's any ATC on right now at the moment. I don't think many controllers are up and about in Russia anyway. So not today, but definitely, you know, eventually in the next couple of live streams, we'll get back on the VATSIM network. I just don't feel the need to, you know, unless if it's because you want to fly with me, which I totally understand. But you know, when there's not much controller coming on, you know, with the region that I'm flying in, I typically don't like to go on the network. It uses a lot of resources with the computer and stuff like that. But anyways, ladies and gents, we're still in the Fenix A321. Again, Ural Airlines. You know, this airline doesn't really have a good name for itself. You know, I believe most recently an A320 had landed in a farm field. What's going on, Serena? Appreciate you tuning in. And that aircraft is actually still there today. Nobody died. It was an emergency landing. We don't know what happened, but that's sort of the last little, you know, known thing with this airline. And obviously it's a Russian airline, so not a lot of people are going to be flying it. We are, like I said, we're in Turkey. Ivan, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Railroad flight, again, flown by Ural. I believe it's an hour and a half long. You know, once we're down in Sochi, it's only going to be one leg today. We're going to be doing a couple other videos out in Russia. We're going to be going Sochi to Moscow, and then Moscow, we're headed back south to Armenia, if I'm not mistaken. So, all in the A321 railroad flights as well. So, looking forward to that. Not much scenery out here in Russia at the moment. We're waiting for Digital Design is actually releasing St. Petersburg. So once that comes out, that's going to be a pretty cool airport to fly into. And like I said, not much scenery out in Russia. You got a couple big ones, but anyways, ladies and gents, while we got GSX doing GSX things, let's jump inside the aircraft. Let's get this aircraft ready to rock and roll, ladies and gents. First and foremost, I got the APU going. Come over to my flights here. Let's go ahead and import that SimBrief flight. Beautiful. Mass and balance tab. We got 152 passengers on today's flight. Let me just confirm. Yes, all of that looks good. Let's go ahead and load the aircraft. Instantly load that. Dismiss. Beautiful. Beautiful. Come down to the FMC here. McDo, whatever you want to call this thing. Go over to the Yatsu tab. AOC menu, flight init. Let's go ahead and request all of our data. Move to the init tab here. We'll init request.
Passenger bus is coming.
We'll plug in our call sign here. Cost index today is 5, and we're cruising up to 36,000 feet. Very nice, very nice. IRS in, let's make sure it's aligned. Been sitting here for about 10 minutes. We'll go ahead and send all of this information off to the McDo. Sorry, to the, yes, to the McDo, sorry. And we got our fuel and weight stuff in there. Beautiful. 7,700 kilograms of fuel. That looks exact. Beautiful. Let's go over to the flight plan. We're expecting to depart off of runway 36 right. The winds have shifted all morning. They were departing off of a 18 left, so 36 right. That's what we're departing off of. And the Hizar, or the Hizar 1 X-ray departure. So what we have, let me just double check. So what we have, yeah, we'll insert that. Beautiful. Down in Sochi, we are going to expect the localizer Zulu for 02. It's kind of a weird approach coming in. You know, with the winds, it's a bit of a crosswind coming in. Apparently, there's no approach coming into the opposite runway, so 25. There are no approaches coming in. We are on the Diru 1 Kilo arrival. No transition. We'll go ahead and plug that in. Let me get my sounds up here. Beauty. Double check our flight plan here, making sure everything's looking as promised. It's a pretty cool departure coming out of Antalya. It's an even better approach. And everything looks as it should. Beautiful. Continue on setting this up. Perf in it. Let's go ahead and scale up our perf data. 36 right, it's dry. We'll load that. We're going to go flaps 1, sync the live weather, calculate, send that off. V1, VR, V2, so we got 62, 67, 69, so pretty heavy. Flaps 1 with a trim of up 1.1, and all that's plugged in. Beauty. Come over to the secondary flight plan. We're going to copy the active. We're going to go ahead and plug in our new destination, which will be Antalya, in case of an emergency. Beauty. And I believe aircraft are landing on 36 left, I believe. They're actually landing on 36 center. Boarding has been complete. Beautiful. Frog page. So all of that is great and ready to go. .122, so 22.8 on the frequency there. Again, we're not on BATSIM. Short flight today. Beautiful. Now, as per the charts, let's open up Navigraph here. Have a look at the charts here. So again, we're on the Hizar 1 X-ray departure. Looks like we're departing runway heading, and then we're just going to fly north and around up above the mountains. We got one restraint here. We're going to be at max 230 as we're passing Alpha India 104. Is that Alpha 10? Yeah, Alpha India 034. That's really about it. Right now the winds are 350 at 10, scatter clouds at 3,000, scatter clouds at 18,000. It's 26 degrees, altimeter 1007. We'll go ahead and adjust that. Beautiful. 1007 is plugged in. We're going to climb right up to 36,000 feet. Fantastic. Let's get that APU bleed on. Fuel pumps can come on. Beacon light coming on. Come back down here. And I don't think I've forgotten anything. Let's go ahead, get rid of the GPU, chocks cones, close up all the doors, and request push. Getting a little bit better with the aircraft, ladies and gents. I know landing in Montego Bay was a little bit sketch. Actually, the arrival into Lima wasn't too bad. You know, it being dark, and I don't fancy flying in the nighttime. Wasn't too bad. I've been doing some practice flights in Sochi, and the winds, you know, they're kicking your ass with the way that the aircrafts are landing. It's sort of like a cross tailwind. You know, they do things a little bit differently out in Russia, as we all know. But you know, should be able to get her down on the ground with no problem. And we're going 14 minutes on the live stream. Look at that, we're already pushing back from the gate.
Locking gear.
I believe this scenery is done by Just Sim, if I'm not mistaken. I got this scenery a little while ago. Never been out here. Not a terrible, you know, airport scenery. It's extremely pricey in my opinion. It's like 18 or 19 euro. It's crazy money for Just Sim. Just Sim, in my opinion, is like, you know, 10 euro, 12 euro. Grab it when it's on sale, you know what I mean? Don't be spending 20 euro on this scenery. Quick edit, push back. Let's have a look. See where we need to push back to.
Exiting from editing mode.
Beauty.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes coming off.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Engine number 2. But yeah, so the approach coming into Sochi, it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. You're landing on 06, runway 06 or 02. And I'm not sure if their Ziki design sort of developed the outskirts of the airport as well, because the buildings look really good. There's actually some stadiums up and around it too. It's a very cool approach coming in. Engine number 1.
Please set parking brakes. Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
2 good engines, beautiful APU bleed and master switch coming off. Taxi lights coming off, engine start switch. Going back to the norm position. Again, it's a flaps 1 takeoff. Flaps 1 trims up 1.1. So we'll go ahead, we'll introduce some flaps. Some really nice animations. And we're going to go up 1.1. Got to be careful with this aircraft, you don't tail strike it. They set a nice little reminder with this livery here. Rear fuselage contact pitch, 9.7 degrees. So you got to be very careful when you're first pulling up. Let's go ahead and arm the speed brakes. Auto brakes set. We have everything lit up here. Beauty. Work brake coming off. Aircraft will start rolling. Takeoff config. Takeoff config, okay. Let's go ahead and we'll call out the passengers. And while we're quickly rolling out here, let's go ahead and open up Navigraph and look at our taxi routing. We're going to go Echo, Juliet, Juliet, Mike, Mike all the way down. Mike all the way down. Hold short of 36 right at Mike 7. Probably one of the fastest times I've ever gotten an aircraft ready for taxi here. One of the only countries outside of Russia, really, that any Russian aircraft can fly into. As we all know, they're banned from European Union airspace. Turkey's not part of the European Union, so that's why they can fly in it. If I'm not mistaken, they're not part of the European Union. They do fly to Istanbul as well, in different various parts of Turkey. They go to Dalaman. They also come out to Antalya, obviously. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this upcoming world, what is it called, world flight that a lot of these streamers partake in. It's basically that that travel around the world. I believe it starts in Sydney, Australia. They are this year. Last year they stopped in Ukraine. They were in, if I'm not mistaken, Kiev. Don't know how to pronounce it. I believe they're coming to Russia as well. I believe they're going to Sochi. Not Sochi, it's Moscow, but one of them. Or no, I think it's St. Petersburg. That's where they're going, St. Petersburg. Hopefully Digital Design releases their St. Petersburg scenery soon. It's looking real good. But World Flight will be partaking this year in Russia. There we go. We're now on Juliet. We'll take Juliet all the way to Mike. Going on, Pilot Nick? Change my YouTube icon. Very nice, Pilot Nick. Very nice. You have a Fenix A321 tutorial? I do not. Nope. It's essentially the same as the A320 in terms of how it's set up. No real difference. Just got to be careful. Just got to be careful with pitching the aircraft. You don't want to pitch the aircraft on rotation too much. You can tail strike it at about 9 degrees. Other than that, it's relatively the same, you know what I mean? Same as a 320, same as a 319, other than its, you know, flight model. You sometimes forget these Fenix or these IAE engines just love to taxi on its own. Gotta whip up the brakes from time to time. Is the next live stream on VATSIM? We'll see, Pilot Nick. We'll see. Today it's a short one. But I'm not sure when I'm going to go live next. We're not going live, I don't think, tomorrow. Live might be next Sunday. So we're going to be posting out some YouTube videos over the course of the week. Then, you know, they may or may not be on VATSIM, but... I did First Wings event in the UK this morning. Very nice. Yeah, I participated in some of those events as well. How'd it go? Did you do well? Did they yell at you? Did you yell at them? We, a couple weeks back, we had an event here in Winnipeg. One of the controllers was graduating or whatever, so... I did a flight from Minneapolis, offline I did this, Minneapolis to Winnipeg, and it got pretty spicy on the approach. You know, I was the first aircraft coming in. It wasn't too busy. They had a lot of, you know, instructors, you know, kind of up and around the airport. But I did a go-around and, you know, try to spice things up for the controller, you know what I mean? And then it just all hell kind of broke loose after that. You know, one guy declared Mayday, Mayday. Right, he sent the aircraft behind me. He sent for a go-around. It was pretty cool. Scottish control was crazy. It's always cool to partake in some of those events. I remember years ago I partaked in a sort of a, I don't know, oceanic First Wings event. It was, we were flying, I think it was in the Canary Islands. We were going up to Ponta Delgada, one of the Azores Islands in Portugal. It's pretty fun. Don't forget, ladies and gents, if you're just tuning in, don't forget to smash down that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. I would greatly appreciate that. We're not going for any likes goals or anything like that, but I always appreciate when people smash that thumbs up button. We're headed into Sochi, ladies and gents. Sort of a, I don't know, what do you call it, a tropical spot. I'm pretty sure there's a tropical spot in Russia, right? And if you don't want to tune into the departure here in Antalya, definitely the approach coming into Sochi is something you don't want to miss. It's pretty cool, actually. If you haven't flown into Sochi, if you're a little unsure of flying into Russia, or if you're unsure of purchasing, you know, the airport, definitely tune into the landing. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. We're going to go all the way down to the end here. And lots of runway space, ladies and gents. I think it's like a 12-foot runway, so we got lots of space. Currently, the winds are 350 at 10. Not terrible, you know. Not the greatest. I've only done a handful of takeoffs with this aircraft, so... Let's get ourselves lined up here. Strobe lights, wing lights, runway turns, landing lights, nose light coming on. Flying Dutchman, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for the subscription, for subscribing last live stream. I don't think I think I was stepped away at the moment that you had subscribed, so thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right, ladies and gents, enjoy the departure. Starting out of Antalya, Turkey. Beautiful. Throttle's going up. Manflex 57 SRS Auto Blue. Pilot Nick, what's the longest flight you have done and with what aircraft? Pilot Nick, I did a live stream when the BMDG 777 came out. I flew Toronto to Vancouver, Vancouver to Sydney. The stream was 21 hours long and it got taken down. 100 knots checked. We're neutral. V1 and rotate. Positive rate of climb. You're going up. A little windy there. Kind of threw us off course there. Yeah, the live stream got taken down because I had no idea YouTube only allowed up to 12 hours of straight live streaming. Too long of a stream. But it was a beautiful flight. Beautiful. Let's go ahead, pitch down. Climb detent is in. Thank you very, very, very much, Pilot. I appreciate you. Just follow the flight directors here. Yeah, the live stream was too long, but basically that's a real-world flight, ladies and gents. Toronto to Sydney via Vancouver in the 777-200 ER, I believe. And they fly Toronto to Vancouver, and then they're down on the ground, and then about 10:30 p.m. they head out to Sydney, Australia. I think that flight to Sydney was about 13 hours. Flaps up. Ground spoilers. Coming off. Let's go ahead. Runway turns. Nose lights coming off. Beauty. But had I had known the live stream, I would have split up into two different 12-hour videos. You know what I mean? You know, I'm new. I'm not a vet when it comes to the live stream stuff, so there's certain things I don't know. We'll pitch back up about 10 degrees. Autopilot coming on. Let's bring it back up top here. Transalt's 15,000, ladies and gents. 15,000 feet. So lots of ways up. Roaring departure out of Antalya. Yeah, I have no clue either. Yeah, it's all new to me, man. I mean, I was used to posting videos and such. Obviously, I could chop up a video, make it into about an hour's time. But You know, the biggest challenge with that flight, though, that big flight, Air Canada flight from Toronto to Sydney, was seeing whether or not my computer was going to handle the actual live stream. So, you know, no edits, no cutouts, none of that. I think we probably had about 20 minutes down on the ground in Vancouver. The overall stream was about 21 hours long, like 21 hours and 9 minutes. And I had no performance problems whatsoever. Zero with that aircraft. That aircraft, people were having issues with that aircraft with performance when it had first come out. Can't say the same. Can't say the same. Now we're just waiting for the cargo variant to come out of or the freighter variant of the 777. The 200ER is, if I'm not mistaken, the most popular aircraft, right? A lot of people have, not a lot of people, a lot of airliners use the 200ER. I think they released the 300ER because it was the most popular of the variants that PMDG sold. So that's why they chose the 300. We have a couple 300s here in Canada. Air Canada operates a few. "10,000 feet, landing lights coming off, wing lights coming off." Yeah, somewhere this month. Yeah, true. It is true. It's damn true. This part of the world is very beautiful too. Turkey has a lot of big mountains, right? Istanbul on the western part of Turkey. You know, you don't see much, but as you fly more into the southern parts and eastern parts of Turkey, they got a lot of beautiful mountains. The scenery is phenomenal. Anybody getting MSFS 2024? I'm unsure of what I'm going to do at the moment. I don't think this year I'm going to purchase that simulator. I'm going to wait until they sort of address some of the bugs and stuff. Definitely going to be looking into it in the new year. I'm a little worried that certain scenery and aircraft are not going to work with that simulator. That's the biggest reason why I'm sort of holding off. So, you know, they did promise us that everything is sort of transferable, but they had put out a statement saying that, you know, it's not going to be as simple as they thought. It'll be up to the developers whether or not they can, you know, add scenery and things like that, with, you know, for a small fee. I don't want to pay again. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see what happens with that. Might just stick with 2020. You know, hopefully, standard pressure set. Hopefully, things can get sort of figured out relatively quickly. I'm pressing too many buttons here. You know, it would be a shame if they didn't. You know what I mean? Apparently, it's got a whole new flight physics and ground handling, and one of the biggest challenges with Asobo and MSFS 2020 was the ground physics. Just they couldn't get it right. Apparently they got it right in 2024, so curious to see how the aircraft sort of handles on the ground, you know what I mean? And then obviously the weather engine. It's really good. I'll wait for a good sale. I don't think this simulator ever came out on sale. I don't think so. Give me 1 sec, ladies and gents. Just going to adjust my webcam here. Got a little piece of my green screen up here. Not What happened? Beauty. Like how the green screen is not doing its thing. I'll have to fix that off stream. Anyway, all is well. I'm gonna go grab a drink, ladies and gents. Be right back. Is still pissing me off a little bit. Got the deluxe for 70 on spring sale. Yeah, I think I paid like 140 or something like that. Or not the, I don't know, whatever the top version is. I think it's the deluxe version, maybe this premium version. best is premium. Where we at, ladies and gents? 27,000 feet. We're still climbing. We're still climbing. Watch the Phoenix tutorial before you get it. I will be here for the approach. No worries, pilot Nick. Appreciate you tuning in. So beautiful out here. My goodness. Let's see what the winds are saying down in Moscow, not Moscow, in Sochi. Right now the winds are 360 at 2, so we are going to be landing on runway 02. It's not bad. A little different, ladies and gents, coming into Russia. Not a lot of streamers are doing it. You know, I don't really understand why. Other than, you know, maybe people have different political views of the war, which I'm totally against it. But this is not a channel where we're going to discuss any political views. Just keep everything neutral and respectful. You know, Russia's still a beautiful country, to say the least. You know what I mean? While I don't agree with what's happening, it's not going to stop me from flying into Russia. The next flight after this, we are going Sochi to Moscow with Aeroflot. From Moscow, we're going to be doing another leg. We're going down to Armenia. Again, flying with, I think, Aeroflot. Aeroflot. I don't know how to pronounce it. All in the A321, ladies and gents. And we're going to hop into the A319. Might do, you know, a couple flights with it. Definitely going to get one rep in. And then we'll see what's in store. You know, I want to do some flights in the A319. Maybe do a bit of flying out in Greece. I want to go down into. I want to go down in Africa as well. 33,000 feet. Beauty. ahead and turn the sounds down here. Let's get some music rolling. I believe we're leveled off at 36,000 feet now. We're going to cruise this one out. Let's have a look. Top of descent. You know, we got, the math is math in 45 minutes. 45 minutes of cruise, ladies and gents. Pretty cool livery as well. It's the only livery on FlightSim.to. And it's not rated all that well. 3.5 star.
Money when I'm bored. Watch the money hit the floor. Make it rain, make it pour. In my house, don't need no tour. It's just me and the fam. It's just me and the fam. It's just me and the fam. It's just me and the. It's just me and the fam. Yeah, yeah. It's just me and the fam.
So, indeed, from the indeed, yeah, I see you looking like a snack. Let me see some. You are the wifey type, baby. You could be one. Let me change your life. I could show you many reasons, different seasons. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. He is not damn, don't play with him. She is not damn, don't play with her. I got a R.O.D. She got a P.N.C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. She is not damn, don't play with him. She is not damn, don't play with her. I got a R.O.D. She got a P.N.C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in the way and I stay in it. I beat it up, I'm playing it. I bust it up, then laying it. Let's go again, you okay with it? I'm parked up, valeting it. Shoot my shot and I'm draining it. I'm Steph Curry, ain't playing this. I don't know what you cost, but I'm paying it. All options, I'm weighing it. If I'm going in, I'm staying in. A king bag, come laying it. Day and night, it's the way of life. I'll weigh you out, then take you out to the Waffle House for some steak and eggs. Pulling up, then we hopping out. Got you walking out with the wobble legs. Wait, girl, and I peeped you looking like a baddie, you a diva. Pretty face, caramel skin like a Leah. Saw that fatty poking from the back like Serena. So let me see some. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. He is not damn, don't play with him. She's not damn, don't play with her. I got a R.O.D. She got a P.N.C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. She is not damn, don't play with him. She is not damn, don't play with her. I got a R.O.D. She got a P.N.C. pressure. Know that I got you forever. Love her, she got it together. Switching it up when she want, yeah. I seen it the day that I met her. Rocking it off like sweater. Shoes, Bottega Veneta. Hey, yeah. Know you got it, girl. Set the bar and shot it, yeah, yeah. Slip it sliding, you ain't tricking unless you got it, yeah. Can't break that bond, match the charms, and unless she wear everything done, we done did it and we took it there. Cause I see you looking like a snack. Let me see some. You are the wifey type. Maybe you could be one. Maybe change your life. I could show you many reasons, different seasons. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. He is not damn, don't play with him. She's not damn, don't play with her. I got a R-O-D, she got a P-N-C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. She is not damn, don't play with her. She is not damn, don't play with her. I got a R-O-D, she got a P-N-C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in my bag and I stay in it.
It's a little poll there, ladies and gents. I'm just wondering everybody's opinion on flying into Russia. You know, not a lot of YouTube streamers are flying into Russia pretty much since the war has started, so I just want everybody's sort of opinion with it. Again, we're not here for any political views or things like that, you know what I mean? Just trying to figure out why, you know, people aren't flying this region anymore. Rehan, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you tuning in. If you're enjoying the video or the live stream, Rehan, don't forget to smash down that like button. I would appreciate that.
hands on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, move G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword. Swinging blades at these scrubs. Flock like bugs to the light. Getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top bullshit. All I needed was a mic. Yeah. Hey, pass the rock, it's all butter. Pack your bags and take flight. Don't worry, it's all covered. Hey, live your life while you can. Our days are all numbered. Rain could cause thunder, but the sun comes after, clearing up the disaster.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back, I'm focused on what's in front of me. Everybody dates a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company. Yeah.
I got some places I should take you to see. You know it's easy when you ride with a G. Light speed, moving fast through the city, trying to find me some peace. I finally lived to be the guy that I was dying to be. Still I got some trust issues, people lie through their teeth. The more I grew, the more they hide in the crease. Squad building, weak members get released. If we trying to compete, starting pitchers need relief. Bro, we building a team, everybody got a niche. I've been known to play mine to a T, but it's time for me to lead. Picking dirt right out the cleats. Steep path, roadblocks in the streets, trying to knock me off my feet, cause the devil never sleeps. So I don't sleep too, and trying to breach safes that I didn't have the keys to. We all been victims of trauma we ain't agreed to, but the sun comes after, starting up a new chapter.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back, I'm focused on what's in front of me. Everybody dates a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company. Yeah. Isn't it lovely?
beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, move G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword. Swinging blades at these scrubs. Bitches flock like bugs to the light. Getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top, bullshitting. All I needed was a mic. Yeah. Hey, pass the rock, it's all butter. Pack your bags and take flight. Don't worry, it's all covered. Hey, live your life while you can. Our days are all numbered. Rain could cause thunder, but the sun comes after, clearing up the disaster.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back, I'm focused on what's in front of me. Everybody days a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company.
You like the music, eh? Switched it up, you know? A little bit of hip-hop. A little hip-hop action going on. Epidemic Sound has actually some pretty decent music, I gotta say.
Light speed, moving fast through the city, trying to find me some peace. I finally lived to be the guy that I was dying to be. Still I got some trust issues, people lie through their teeth. The more I grew, the more they hide in the crease. Squad building, weak members get released. If we trying to compete, starting pitchers need relief. Bro, we building a team, everybody got a niche. I've been known to play mine to a T, but it's time for me to lead. Picking dirt right out the cleats. Steep path, roadblocks in the streets, trying to knock me off my feet, cause the devil never sleeps. So I don't sleep too, and trying to breach safes that I didn't have the keys to. We all been victims of trauma we ain't agreed to, but the sun comes after, starting up a new chapter.
Isn't it lovely?
You also use hip-hop too, eh? I do a lot of dance music on the channel. I find the dance music's pretty good. You know, if I'm flying in any Latin countries, obviously I'll play some Latin music. Couldn't find any Russian music. I don't know if that's even such a thing, but proceeded with the hip-hop stuff, you know?
Shorty gon' check that, bang that, drop that, hit that, pack that, kick that, send that, flip that. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Hay 7 demonios tratando de controlarme. No me quiero ir al infierno, pero ellos quieren llevarme. Hey, look, whoa, 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 whoa. Hay 7 demonios tratando de controlarme. No me quiero ir al infierno, pero ellos quieren llevarme. No quiero nada con tu novia, está empezando a molestarme. Soy suave como el Vicrepo y por eso quieren montarme. Así, she let her bounce, Aussie. Shorty bad, yeah, she know she a 10. If she bring a friend at my posse. Quisiera superarlo soberbia, pero sé que soy un Magdari. Big body, bell, no suburban. Sentada linda con ese fari. La avaricia me hace comprar todas las cosas que yo deseo. Soy un cubano famoso, igual que mi tío Maceo. No dejes que la envidia te envenene, baby. Andar con Bambi te conviene. Beefsteak, Wagyu. If you want the beef, I'ma dog you. Me lo estoy comiendo por hula. El macho spending that hula. Baby, sé que él no puede controlar su ira, porque tú hangas conmigo bien tranquila. Y mezclamos la lujuria con tequila. When you see the boy pull up to BSC. Yo no dejo que la pereza me impida, but it's more than my 2 liters. Sé que hay 7 demonios tratando de controlarme. No me quiero ir al infierno, pero ellos quieren llevarme. No quiero nada con tu novia, está empezando a molestarme. Soy suave como el Vicrepo y por eso quieren montarme. Hay 7 demonios tratando de controlarme. No me quiero ir al infierno, pero ellos quieren llevarme. No quiero nada con tu novia, está empezando a molestarme. Soy suave como el Vicrepo y por eso quieren montarme.
watch it. Now I ain't talking my pockets, just know we ain't running out the way that we stock it. If I got it, you got it. If I call it, she slide and tell her to mop it. Yeah, I got that shit doing. If she took that thing off and bring it around, going at it till I'm on. Put that 90 in a hole, I'm beating it down. I'm back in that bag again. Whoa, whoa, oh say less. I'm back in that bag again. Yeah, yeah. Oh say less. I'm back in that. Yeah. What you doing? Yeah, yeah. I'm back in that. Hey, where you going?
Hey, hey, back in that bag again. Don't bring me around your friends. You know that I'm bagging them. Request me on Facebook, no, I ain't adding them. Positions I had her in. Hit from the back, that pussy was splattering. Calling her friend, tell her pull up. Word, let's make it a gathering. They
I said, baby, nah, I'm addict now, but she loving the splash again. I just be cashing in her buns, just like a wedding, I'm crashing in. Hundreds on hundreds, I'm moving and grooving. She wanna cut up, I'ma slash again. Buckets on buckets, I'm switching addition. Back in my back, going back again.
I feel like Aladdin, yeah. I'm on the carpet, flying through orbits, ain't doing no talking. Wow. They on my body as soon as I walk in, bitches be stalking. They loving the drip, they think I'm a force, it gotta move cautious. Back in my duffel, I'm working a double like I'm in the office.
Tell her to watch it, now I ain't talking my pockets, just know we ain't running out the way that we stock it. If I got it, you got it. If I call it, she slide and tell her to mop it. Yeah, I got that shit doing. If she took that thing off and bring it around, going at it till I'm on. Put that 90 in a hole, I'm beating it down. I'm back in that bag again. Whoa, whoa, oh say less. I'm back in that bag again. Yeah, yeah. Oh say less. I'm back in that. Yeah, what you doing? Yeah, yeah. I'm back in that. Hey, where you going? And you should know that we on this forever. You don't know me well, just ask again. And you should know that I'm with all the fuckery. Why you sit down and just watch the film? And you should know that Khan got a bottle of Don, feeling like Julio, pass it in. Mine on some M's, going in. Back in that bag where I'm going again.
I'm dunking on them, just lower the rim. Free my niggas, it's all in a pen. I hit it once, I'ma hit it again. She with me, you know she a 10. She a Barbie, you know I'm a Ken. Rolling some dope, sipping some gin. It's always been us, it never was them. Back in my bag, they know it's a gem.
Tell them to watch it, now I ain't talking my pockets, just know we ain't running out the way that we stock it. If I got it, you got it. If I call it, she slide and tell her to mop it. Yeah, I got that shit doing. If she took that thing off and bring it around, going at it till I'm on. Put that 90 in a hole, I'm beating it down. I'm back in that bag again. Whoa, whoa, oh say less. I'm back in that bag again. Yeah, yeah. Oh say less. I'm back in that. Yeah, what you doing? Yeah, yeah. I'm back in that. Hey, where you going? Hey.
Finest hour, hit the shower for what? Doing push-ups, running laps around the comfortable what I meant to say. Ain't had to tell them I'm the truth, I think they knew it. Don't like to talk about the I like to do it. So why these other hungry going through it? You see me thumbing through these hundreds, getting to it. Ain't had to tell them I'm the truth, I think they knew it. Don't like to talk about that, I like to do it. So why these other hungry going through it? You see me thumbing through these hundreds, getting to it.
Saint versus sinners, the poor versus riches, top ramen place versus 5-star dinners. Wonder why I fit it, the humblest beginnings. Had to take some losses before I saw my first winnings. Silver line grinning, poverty line thinning. My life is like a movie and the plot just thickened. Came from broken homes trying to break the old traditions. Left my old ways for my future acquisitions. I know, no such thing as playing both sides. I know, life is better in the dope ride. I know, the water better in the low tide. Music better amplify, staying down for upsides. I know, no such thing as playing both sides. I know, the life is better in the dope ride. I know, the water better in the low tide. Music better amplify, staying down for upsides. I know. Came up off the ignorance, coming from a family drunk cycle and it's belligerent. Me, I sip a little bit, maybe a little more, just trying to keep a score. 2 cups in and knowing my liver sore, and knowing I'm into soar, and knowing I'm in for more. Rewriting destiny right when I hit record. Patching up the trauma, these lyrics is Neosporin. I rose from the concrete away, but it came with thorns, I know. I know. No such thing as playing both sides. I know, life is better in the dope ride. I know, the water better in the low tide. Music better amplify, staying down for upsides. I know, no such thing as playing both sides. I know, the life is better in the dope ride. I know, the water better in the low tide. Music better amplify, staying down for upsides. I know, no such thing as playing both sides. I know, life is better in the dope ride. I know, the water better in the low tide. Music better amplify, staying down for upsides. I know, no such thing as playing both sides. I know, the life is better in the dope ride. I know, the water better in the low tide. Music better amplify, staying down for upsides. I know.
Talking, I'm like, let them chat. I've been getting money, you know I can live with that. Legend in my city, when it showed it on the map. And if I leave this tomorrow, they gon' quote it as a fact. I'm like, who that could stop me? Carving copies on my timeline. Get up out your ego, learn to think with your divine mind. Main role in my movie, get that boot if you ain't acting right. Biting on my studies, rapping with some appetite. Better know where you at night. Ride around with that. Catch me flicking ashes, thumping funky at your traffic light. Tipping out my bottle, all in honor of my dead sweaties. Want no drama on my mama, on your head. I was raised to be that way, you just can't hold it, G. Being a block, I'm on my pivot like I'm supposed to be. Clocking digits with them who been close to me. Pop it, then put it all in her ovaries. But I do my thing. I'm way too playful playing around, you know my language. Just send me that bread and I'm laying it down to hold my weight. They know my name when I'm moving through town and I don't lane switch. I'ma keep it that way till I lay in the ground. I do my thing. I'm way too playful playing around, you know my language. Just send me that bread and I'm laying it down to hold my weight. They know my name when I'm moving through town and I don't lane switch. I'ma keep it that way till I lay in the ground. Who gon' tell your tale if you
Getting close on top of the descent here. Another 10 minutes or so, 70 miles out. Let's go ahead and get ourselves configured. It's going to go ahead and clear some company messages. Beauty. H, what do we got? 1007. Temperature 25, mag wind. We got 040 at 3. So we're still good to land where we're landing. Transition, I believe, is 13,000. Let me just verify. Trans is 13. And minimums for the ILS Zulu runway 02 approach. Doesn't say, but we're going to go 300 feet. Beauty. Go ahead, plug some fixes in. 10 mile, 5 mile radius. Butte. Beautiful open body of water there. Let's go ahead. Let's open up Navigraph. Let's have a look at our arrival coming in. I believe we're on the Duran 1 kilo arrival. Let me just verify that from SimBrief. It is the Duran 1 kilo. For the, we're doing the localizer 02 approach. It's actually an ILS approach. See if I can make this slightly bigger. Beauty. We're going to be coming in from Duran at about 20,000 feet. I'm probably just going to go direct to pit op rather than sort of, you know, come in and then around. Just makes things a lot cleaner. Pretty straightforward there, and this is sort of how the approach is looking. So as you can see from pit op, we're going to be pretty much almost on the actual approach. Very straightforward. Transal's 13,000 feet and the winds are 040 at 3. No significant clouds. 25 degrees. Altimeter 1007. Let's go into the cockpit here. Let's just verify certain waypoints and things. So we're actually going to be coming in from Gokin rather than from pit op. We're going to come in from Gokin. Makes things a lot easier. We'll vector ourselves for final. From our ILS frequency. Should be 110.5. That's all looking good. And we're going to go down 20,000 feet. But I'm actually going to descend us down to 6,000. Still got 30 miles. Looking good. Everybody's agreeing on whether or not streamers should fly into Russia more often. I totally agree with this. Totally agree with this.
Clothes all black, cars all black. Game untapped, game intact. First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed the location on the map. Watch us playing the Lexus factory. Bought a Tesla, need no gasoline. She likes when we go on shopping sprees. Go from Nike straight to Louis V. Money power, I've been in between. I've been spending money like it's free. Kick it low, I'm really on the scene. Kick it low.
Should be a pretty straightforward landing coming in. Hopefully butters, you know what I mean? Hopefully it's not a botched approach. Again, one thing I'm going to slowly start learning is to not be so greedy on the approach. The aircraft is not stable. Simple, you know, go around will be necessary coming in.
First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed the location on the map. Clothes all black, cars all black. Game untapped, game intact. First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed the location on the map. I can switch locations on the map. Toss a dart and we go where it's at. Calculate the numbers, see the stats. Win, run it back. No back in the booth before they love. Rifle on the clay, I can't be touched. With my fam, I made it out the mud. Pressure made a diamond in the rough. That's why I grind all life. I shine. Clothes all black, cars all black. Game untapped, game intact. First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed the location on the map. Clothes all black, cars all black. Game untapped, game intact.
Some pretty big tunes coming in here.
First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed the location on the map.
Go ahead and kill the music. So again, it's only one leg today. We're not doing two legs, one leg. We will continue some flying in Russia. We're going to be operating some airfloat flights out of Sochi up to Moscow, and then Moscow. We're headed back south to Armenia. Two good real-world flights coming up. Not a lot of, you know, Russian scenery at the moment in the simulator. There's a lot of, I think there's like 3 different Moscow airports. There's a bunch in the surrounding region. We picked the Derziki design one. It's the one that we sort of picked. Turn up some sounds there for everybody. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Actually, I'm going to turn it back down. Holy fuck. Louder than I thought. Beauty. 4 miles out. Looking good on the fuel. Everything's looking fantastic. 2 miles out. Let's go ahead and start that descent. Just that aircraft slowly start to pitch down. Speed restriction of 20,000 feet. Might as well plug that back up. I didn't think it would kick on, but there we have it. The sun is starting to set here. It's not live time, ladies and gents. I believe the sun is already down. I wanted to get a nice, get a nice afternoon flight in here. A little early evening, late afternoon, whatever you want to call it. You can at least see kind of what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? go ahead, end the poll. I totally agree, 100% yes. More streamers should be flying to Russia, absolutely. Not many routes you can do at the moment coming into Russia. That's sort of the biggest challenge, because obviously cannot fly, you know, any of these Russian aircrafts cannot fly into European airspace. PewDiePie, what's going on? DCS and MSFS are equal, eh? Or big difference? I don't even know what DCS is. Is that a flight simulator? I know of X-Plane, I know of P3D at the moment, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's really about it. Digital Combat Simulator. So is it fighter jets, I would imagine? Never tried it. Actually, I should probably check it out. I'm actually kind of into that shit. There are some stuff that I watch on YouTube. It's really good. I never tried MSFS yet. Depends on what your niche is, you know what I mean? I like flying commercial airliners. I don't do a lot of GA flying. I don't fly any of the fighter jets as well. Strictly purchased this simulator back in 2020 to fly this kind of aircraft. Now let me ask you, in Digital Combat Simulator, are you actually flying online? Do you have, you know, missiles and shit like that to blow up your opponents? That'd be pretty cool. Yes, for missiles and all that. It's pretty interesting. See the coastal Russia coming up there. We're going to be landing off somewhere over here, I believe. In that sort of region there. Learning target acquisitions, a lot of detail. Did the developers of that simulator take that into consideration? Would you say it's like, I don't know, I mean, I guess it would take a real fighter pilot to really determine whether or not there's any realism with it, but would you say it's realistic? Yes, realistic enough for what aircraft, for what craft we get in the simulator. I see real pilot streamers using DCS2. Really? Never really been into it. You know, I know the fighter jet stuff has been around for a long time. Is there like a multiplayer mode where it's like ranked and you can get certain kills and shit like that? Get the aircraft down to 6,000 feet. There is a restraint here. Once we pass it, we'll be good to go. We gotta be at 6,000, I believe, by Gokin, and then from Gokin, we want to be, we want to get down to 2,000 feet. Not sure about ranked, but there's servers to jump on to do stuff, intercept bandits and whatnot. Just not sure about ranked. I'm still new to DCS OIC. I mean, that would be pretty cool, you know what I mean? If you, there's sort of like a ranked mode, a sort of a purpose, you know what I mean? Seems fun, man. How's the graphics? Did not look at my charts properly here. We're going to set our minimums. 695. Double check the weather here. The winds are 020 at 3. Beautiful. Right down the runway. Should be pretty good landing here. 24 degrees is current. All of that's looking good. Lovely. Maybe MSFS a little bit better on the eyes, but relatively the same almost. Interesting. A lot of eye candy in Microsoft Flight Simulator, you know what I mean? People complain about, you know, physics and things like that. But, you know, I think for the most part, when you want to compare simulators, people tend to gravitate to this because of the eye candy. It does, I agree. I just recently heard the reason for, you know, certain regions not having photogrammetry is because it's difficult to get it. Which is a little bit disappointing. I kind of thought some of that stuff was relatively easy to access, but apparently it's not. you know, certain regions don't look as great than others, you know what I mean? As we all know, Sobel has developed the shit out of Europe and North America, but parts of Asia, South Asia, you know, Africa, hasn't really been touched. Coming up on trans altitude here, 13,000 feet. We'll flip it over. I believe I got my rings in there. I'm starting to think MSFS players would or couldn't go without having DCS in their pocket too, though, vice versa. Possibility. You know, things get stale over time, you know what I mean? So it's always good to try out new things. I'm totally in agreement with that. Back's feeling a little bit stiff sitting here. It's okay, flight's almost over. Behind the skies, welcome, welcome. Hello from, is it Mahoon or Mahan? Appreciate you tuning in behind the skies. You guys are about to witness a pretty spectacular approach coming into Sochi. Very nice approach. And I'm going to go ahead. Standard pressure 1007. We have it already plugged in. Beauty. Behind the skies, if you're still in the chat. Got no clue. Just waiting for my flight back to London. Oh, very nice. Behind the skies, I want your opinion. I know you're relatively active in the flight sim community. I did a little poll earlier about should streamers, you know, continue to fly into Russia. A lot of streamers aren't doing it. Moncton. PewDiePie from Moncton, New Brunswick. Correct? You're on the East Coast there, buddy. I got a buddy that just went out there. He's now in Newfoundland. His family owns a house in Newfoundland. They're from Ontario. And typically when he goes out to the East Coast, he flies. This time he flew into Nova Scotia and then took the ferry over to St. John's. I don't think so. I personally won't fly into Russia or Ukraine currently. Nothing against the county. Yes, I totally understand. That's pretty much where a lot of these streamers are sort of, you know, that's sort of the same opinion that I'm sort of hearing across the board. Beautiful spots, yeah. Apparently the ferry, though, is it from Sydney, Nova Scotia? There's two different routes you can take. One is a 8-hour journey over to the western part of Newfoundland, and the other is a 16-hour journey. I'd fly in Russia, but not close to Ukraine. Coming up on 10,000. Let's get our landing lights on. We'll get our... Everything else is good. It's hot water, that's why I stayed out of that area until the stuff is over. I totally understand, man. Totally understand. I believe the world flight is going to commence in St. Petersburg, which will sort of, I guess, open up the idea to maybe some streamers in the near future. I think the world flight starts in November, if I'm not mistaken. I know last year they flew into, I think it was Kiev. Yes, hopefully it's over soon, man. I don't really understand politics, you know, with that kind of stuff. All I know is a lot of people are dying, you know what I mean? A lot of innocent people are dying, and that's not good, you know? Hopefully they can figure this shit out, you know what I mean? Go ahead and activate the approach phase here. They have a lot of Viking history in Kiev. But the Vikings came from, like, the Nordic countries. Sweden, Norway. Norse and Slavic people working together to defend the lands from the... Can't read that because it's cut off there. The nomadic forces, right? My flight is boarding now. Have a good evening, mate, and have a good stream too. I'll catch you later behind the skies. Appreciate you tuning in as always. Have a safe flight. They came from the Nordic countries, but original Russia and Norse and Viking. Very cool. Didn't know that. Landing system coming on, let's not forget. Going down to 2,000 feet here. And we're speeding up, so we're at 260 knots to get those speed brakes out. Get this aircraft slowed down. Go ahead, roll arm Loke. Loke is coming alive. Rory Kids Dynasty. Go ahead and introduce some flaps. We're a little bit early on the flaps, but I need to get the aircraft slowed up here. Sukhoi fighter jets are beautiful, but less user-friendly compared to the US-made fighters. Who are those out in the real world? Not because it's all in Russian either. It's not the language. Sukhoi is a Russian fighter jet. I only know of the MiG. There's glide slope. About 15 miles out. Go ahead, hit that approach button. The Su-30s and the Su-33-37 Terminator with thrust vectoring nozzles. The Su-37 has thrust vectoring. Yeah, but which one's going to win in a dogfight? Alright, let's look at the missed approach. Missed approach, turn right, max 190 as early as possible to Sierra 030, then proceed to pit off holding area, climb to minimum 6,000. See the airport off right over there. It's a good question. Yeah, I thought I just seen a post too of a one of those Raptor fighter jets for sale. Is that true? You could sell fighter jets? I didn't think that was a real thing. They're asking like $10 million. It could be a fake post. I don't know. But that's pretty wild, if you ask me. The winds are still 020 at 3. Should be a pretty straightforward approach. Coming in to beautiful Sochi.
2,500.
2,500 checked. Localizer captured. Wait for glide to come in. $10 miles out. Go ahead. Flaps 2. You're coming down. Now, it's kind of weird, this missed approach. You have to sort of, as you can see, proceed with the mist just before the runway. So we're going to go ahead. We'll get configured a little bit early here. Raptor F-22 for sale. Whoa. I wish. I don't know about that stuff. It's still technically classified. Again, it could have been a fake ad, but I seen it. I seen the ad. Glide slope coming alive. Flaps full indicated. Let's go ahead and turn the rest of our lights on here. Wing lights, turn off lights. Nose lights. Gear down 3 green. Flaps are indicated. Got our auto brake set to low. Ground spoilers are off. We're just waiting now. Yeah, an F-22 for sale. Crazy. It said, what did the ad say? F-22 for sale. No missiles, no bullets. We'll go ahead, we'll plug in 6,000 feet. $6,000 feet is in. Enjoy the arrival, ladies and gents. Catch y'all on the ground. Those winds will shift in momentarily. $1,000 checks. Go ahead, take control of the aircraft. F-22 can carry or use radar guided missile range, aim 120 AMRAAM missiles and 2 heat sinking short range aim 9 sidewinders. That's some pretty cool information.
minimum.
Continue. We're looking good. We're landing. Again, beautiful approach coming in here, ladies and gents.
$500.
Light
50,
slow.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Smash her down, ladies and gents. Maintain center line. Oh, we're all over the place. Ouch. $70 knots checked. Gonna have to go see the chiropractor after that one, ladies and gents. Holy shit. And I think there was a bounce there too. Bring it back up top. Not so great in my opinion. We'll go ahead and make a left off of here. How do we... What? Looks smooth there. No, man, it... I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't pull the side stick back enough. It's alright. We're down on the ground. We're here. Let's go ahead. Clean up the flaps. Spool up that APU. Mistake on my end, not a perfect landing. It's funny, FSI panel, I always practice my landings. It's been buttery smooth all day. We're looking for stand, I think 21. So we're gonna go parking. Thank goodness for the APU in general. Gotta love them. Captain Dayton, welcome. My brother, I missed the whole stream. That's okay. I see you did a Russian ops. I am doing a Russian ops. I'm doing another couple. We're going to be doing Sochi out to Moscow, Moscow down to Armenia. After the aircraft inspection here, smashing down that landing gear. Fucking hell. Finally got a pilot job. Did you? Very nice. Where are you flying? PewDiePie, I apologize for Nightbot. I do what I must. Stop spam. Sorry about that. You were timed out. That's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. Nightbot just takes control sometimes of some shit. United 777. Very nice, Captain Dayton. Very proud of you. Long haul, very nice. What airport are you flying out of? I think it's Newark, right? Is that your hub? Yeah, PewDiePie, I apologize for Nightbot. Nightbot can be naughty at times, you know what I mean? He doesn't like when people spam things. Newark is your home base. Very nice. Yeah, that's a big, massive United base, if I'm not mistaken. Or caps, exactly. I could probably change that, though. I gotta see. It's kind of weird that this this aircraft is not going to a gate right now. It was assigned this gate on its last flight, so we're going to keep things somewhat real world. May have busted a tire, buddy. I think it was more than a tire. May have busted the landing gear, people's backs. For sure, they're gonna sue me. Parking job is not the greatest. Parking brake coming on. APU coming on. Let's go ahead. Kill the rest of these engines. Seatbelt lights. Request deboarding. Check those landing gears. Let's make sure, you know what I mean? And inspect these things. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I can't believe I smashed that down. I can't believe I smashed that down. The company is going to have some words. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Didn't that Ural Airlines plane that landed in that field, I'm pretty sure, even though it was a safe landing, nobody died. The pilots lost their license for that, apparently, so hopefully I don't lose my license. We need Air Canada delivery for the A321. I don't know if there's one that's out yet. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Oh, the nice bus there smashing through. Not only did the landing gear get all smashed up, but also the nose of the aircraft as well. Right. Isn't it open by itself? I thought, yeah, it does open by itself. Beautiful. All right, ladies and gents, it's going to conclude the live stream here. We're going to go ahead and look back at that landing, and then, you know, we'll prepare ourselves for the next flight. In the upcoming days, we're going to be doing a video, not a live stream. Sochi over to Moscow, flying with Aeroflot. The A321, that's what we have planned. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. PewDiePie, Captain Dayton. Who else we got here? I know we had a few. Behind the Skies. We had the Flying Dutchman, Pilot Nick. Travis, thank y'all for tuning in on today's live stream, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your week. Peace.